after communal clash at Delhi's doorstep. Fresh attacks explode in Gurugram. Shops attacked, tension grips smart city. First-hand reports tell the full story. India Today investigation nails lapses. The villains of Haryana revealed. That is a big focus on India First.
Tension continues to grip the big suburban area of Mewat outside India's national capital of Delhi. These are pictures from yesterday and today, but the story is not over. There have been sporadic counter-attacks between the communities that have taken place in the smart city, the so-called smart city of Gurugram till late this evening as well. Targeted attacks and an air of tension continues to consume this, the largest of Delhi's suburbs. Here on India First, we're going to take you live to the epicenter of where things are the most tense to get you an up-close, first-hand, uncompromising and factual view of where things are at on Delhi's doorstep. But before that, we've got some breaking news coming in. Well, things are so tense in Gurugram and the surrounding areas of the national capital. The Haryana government's latest action now is a crackdown on the sale of loose fuel from petrol pumps. Loose fuel sale has been prohibited in Gurugram at this point of time until further notice. I want to go across straight now to Anmol Bali, who's live from Nuh in Haryana, which is the epicenter of the violence and where all of this violence actually started and then spread to Gurugram. Anmol, you've been doing an amazing, fearless job on the ground right from the start, when the procession took place, during the violence, and now you're tracking it overnight there as well. The latest action, Anmol, from the Haryana government now is on the crackdown on the sale of loose fuel, because there is a fear that fuel will be used to set shops and vehicles ablaze.
As you can see, Shiv, Aroor, I'm in Nuh, the main epicenter where the yesterday violence took place. This is around 9 in the night, but the situation here looks like that it is 2 to 3 a.m. of the night. As you have informed earlier that the sale of loose sale is prohibited by the government. As I was there on the epicenter when the incident took place, I was live on the television. I showed there were swords in the hand, there were axes in the hand of the people. There were also seen there were guns and many air shots took place. But I have also seen people having petrol bombs in their hand. It was around 3 to 5. I was trapped in a shop on Medical Chowk. I was scared. My cameraman was scared. The mob was coming from one side and from the other side. They were pelting stone. And then the mob started burning the cars, and they were having petrol bombs, bottles, beer bottles filled up of petrol in their hand. So that was the situation yesterday. And now after 24 hours, when the calm has now prevailed in the town, the police has been deployed in the whole Nuh, in Gurugram and the adjoining city. And just now this new order came from the Haryana government, where they have prohibited the sale of open petrol or diesel or fuel to the general public.
Okay, that's a safety measure, and believe me when I say that India Today's coverage is going to hinge itself on the enormous number of lapses at the hands of the Haryana government. Incredible intelligence failure, bordering perhaps even on complicity, incompetence, negligence, dereliction of duty. All of these words can be used to describe how this communal flashpoint was allowed to happen. Shreya Chatterjee is also with me. She's been reporting from Gurugram as well. Shreya, clearly this horror is not over, as we can see from the the eruption of more attacks that took place from this afternoon in Gurugram, and that's the reason why parts of Gurugram, not all of Gurugram, but parts of Gurugram continue to be tense.
Well, absolutely. So, Shiv, the areas of Sector 57, 66 and 65, these are the places from where sporadic violence have been reported in Gurugram. Unfortunate that at a time when the Haryana police has suggested that they've got adequate forces also from other districts, these incidents are still being reported. We only hope that by tomorrow such incidents do not get reported. But time and again, what has actually been pointed out is the failure on the part of Haryana police, to contain the violence when it started in Nuh, despite having intelligence of a possible communal clash. And now, when the situation has already taken place, they also failed in actually containing the sporadic violence that continued as an aftermath of the Nuh violence. Because even till today evening, we saw shops being gutted down in Gurugram. This is a spillover of the Mewat violence that we continue to see till today evening.
Okay, Shreya and Anmol, continue to stay with me because the story is clearly not over, and that's the reason why you see our reporters still out in the field, because at any moment things can flare up once again. Now, before I go back to our reporters, and in a moment I'm also going to be showing you an absolutely heartbreaking video of the effects of communal tension on those who have nothing to do with the crossfire between two motivated groups. I'm going to show you that video that's already going viral. Shreya Chatterjee shot it. We're going to show it to you in just a couple of minutes. But before that, I want to show you how India Today, first off the mark, has already begun investigating the build-up to this entire Flashpoint in Gurugram and Nuh. Tension simmers in Haryana a day after the communal clashes. The trigger was a Shobha Yatra carried out by the VHP Bajrang Dal through Nuh, a minority-dominated district. How did this situation spiral out of control? Where was the police? India Today unmasks the villains of Haryana because it was their job to know that something like this could have happened and prevented it. Take a look at this India Today special investigation.
A battleground of flames. Just a short drive from the national capital. Pitched battles between two communities rocked Nuh in Haryana's Mewat region on Monday, reaching even the tech hub of Gurugram. An India Today investigation has delved into the causes behind this destructive frenzy. Our probe reveals how forewarnings about possible communal flare-ups were ignored. This is Vishwajit, the district inspector of the CID. Vishwajit is responsible for intelligence gathering across Nuh. When our investigative team met him in his office, Vishwajit claimed to have formally warned the local authorities about potential trouble during the VHP Yatra. His department's specific warnings about the VHP's annual 130 kilometers Braj Mandal Yatra passing through Muslim-dominated Nuh in the present circumstances ignored.
कल वाले जो रैली को लेके कोई स्पेसिफिक इनपुट था आप लोगों की तरफ से?
स्पेसिफिक इनपुट था, वही ये लोग यात्रा निकालेंगे तो इनका कम्यूनल होगा कहीं कहीं।
अच्छा, ये था। अगर
ये निकलेंगे गांव के बीच से, एक तलवार ले आएंगे, खुर्सा ले आएंगे।
तो क्या ये पहले से इनपुट आप लोगों ने नहीं दिया?
इनपुट थी, सरकार को सब दे चुके थे।
कितने दिन?
आपको पता है टाइम हफ्ता 10 दिन पहले ही
तो हफ्ता 10 दिन पहले दे दिया।
You heard that Nuh's CID gave its assessment of potential trouble during the VHP Yatra planned at Nuh on Monday. The district's CID inspector claimed the intel inputs he shared were not acted upon by law enforcement. A notorious cow vigilante linked to the Bajrang Dal, Monu Manesar, had earlier issued video messages about him participating in the Yatra. Police did not let him attend the event on Monday. In March, India Today exposed widespread extortion rackets of Gaurakshaks in Haryana. According to Nuh's CID chief, the activities of Gaurakshak squads had already infuriated residents of Nuh. Monu Manesar, the notorious cow vigilante, was named in the FIR in connection with the killing of two men, Junaid and Nasir, from Rajasthan's Bharatpur. Their bodies found charred in a burnt vehicle in Haryana's Bhiwani district on Feb 16th. Nuh's CID chief shared his assessment that the pent-up anger over the killings could burst forth. And then came a rumor about Monu Manesar's presence, which acted as a trigger.
तो वहाँ ब्रीफ करने में उनको हैंडल करने में जो शुरुआती दौर में 60-70 जो भी हुए वो कहीं कहीं अधिकारी ने सोचा भाई चलो ये मान जाएंगे खदेड़ देंगे ये नॉर्मल ये ले लिया उनको। हाँ एक मन माने से नहीं आया समझा देंगे यार वो आ भी नहीं रहा था लेकिन वो मानने वाले कहाँ थे वो मोटरसाइकिल और फोन कर दिए भाई किसी ने अफवाह फैला दी वो आ लिया मंदिर में और यात्रा चलने वाली है। अच्छा तो हम यात्रा को रोकेंगे उनका मकसद उस रास्ते को रोक करना था। अच्छा जो मोड़ है जिससे जानी थी।
कितने टाइम लगा था बिल्डअप होने में चीज़ों को मतलब कल?
बिल्कुल लग गया था 1 घंटे का। तो मोटरसाइकिल और फोन कर दिए
कौन?
एक यहाँ के लोकल है ना वो। अच्छा और वो बच्चे लोग 17 साल से 21-22 साल की एज ग्रुप के थे। अच्छा उनमें बड़ा मैच्योर था नहीं।
Rioters rammed a bus into a cyber police station in Nuh, now an infamous hub of cybercrime in the country. The district's intelligence chief reckons that the ongoing crackdown on cyber criminals, in addition to activities of the cow vigilantes, had already fueled passions in Nuh.
2-3 बातें थी लॉटरी का काम ज़ुल्म था हरियाणा के लोगों ने किया वो उसने किया नहीं। दूसरा एक साइबर फ्रॉड का बड़ा सर्च अभियान चला था उसमें काफ़ी लोग ये दिक्कत आ रही है कि वो कृषि पर प्रतिबंध में से दुखी हैं। अच्छा इसको हमारे घरों पर पहले हम खुले चलते थे कई चीज़ों से हो रहे थे तो ये सोचते कि इसी बात को हम फिर कैसा करें कि आवागमन बंद कर दें दबाव हट जाए नहीं।
Kishan Kumar, the SHO of the police station under whose jurisdiction the unrest unfolded. When probed, he claimed he received no intel from his superiors about any potential trouble from the yatra.
मतलब 100 भी पूरे नहीं थे और इतना बड़ा प्रोसेशन निकल रहा है इतना बड़ा इंतजाम होना चाहिए था। CID वालों ने कोई पेपर चिट्ठी पत्री तो भेजी होगी आप लोग? मेरे पास कोई आपके पास पत्र चिट्ठी नहीं है? कोई ये भी तो आया होगा कि भाई इतने लोग इकट्ठे हो सकते हैं आप लोगों का ये आपका इंतजाम कोई इंतजाम के बारे में मेरे लेवल पर कोई बात आपके लेवल पर इंतजाम का भी नहीं बताया ना। अगर ये होता अभी इतना पता लग जाता है ये ऐसा हो जाएगा तो यात्रा नहीं जरूरी है यात्रा पूरी इमरजेंसी थी क्या होती तो ऊपर लेवल पे अपने तो बोले हमें अपने सेम थोड़ा ध्यान रखना।
You heard Nuh Sadar's SHO admitting that police at his level received no warnings beforehand. In a separate conversation with our investigative team, Kishan Kumar explained how the available force was spread too thin across the yatra route.
लिंक तक पुलिस बंदोबस्त इतनी कम थी
ऐसा पुलिस कम नहीं थी जो फोर्स थी ना वो सारी लगी हुई थी। इससे पहले जो हरियाणा था जंगल और जमा था नहीं से सीधा खजाना निकल वापस आना नवी ना पुनः कुछ पूरा तो कवर कराना था लंबाई बढ़ी यात्रा लंबी बढ़ी फोर्स तो वही थी कोई एक्स्ट्रा फोर्स थी नहीं वो फोर्स 10 पॉइंट बढ़ने 50 पॉइंट बढ़ने के बाद 200 पॉइंट बढ़ी ऐसे नहीं।
Scars of yet another devastating turmoil. A grim reminder of how intel oversight, inadequate law enforcement, social media manipulation can converge into a storm of violence. A report by Mohammad Hizbullah and Nitin Jain for India Today's Special Investigation Team.
Even as armed men on two sides of a fearsome communal divide, beat each other up, flung stones, came armed, provocations were rife. I want to play out for you, viewer, now a video that's been shot by India Today's Shreya Chatterjee that's being shared widely on the internet, but it's a video that I want you to see because this is the face of how innocents pay the price for communal violence and communal rage. Incidents of this kind right on Delhi's doorstep. This is in Sector 66 of Gurugram. I want to go full screen and play out this full video by Shreya Chatterjee.
पुलिस को फोन किया था आपने? पुलिस को यहाँ बहुत सी कई गाड़ियाँ थी, कई गाड़ियाँ थी, पुलिस के सामने किया ये? पुलिस आग बुझाने आई, आग बुझाने वाली गाड़ी लगाई थी। पुलिस को फोन किया था आपने? पुलिस को यहाँ बहुत सी कई गाड़ियाँ थी, कई गाड़ियाँ थी, पुलिस के सामने किया ये? पुलिस आग बुझाने आई, आग बुझाने वाली गाड़ी लगाई थी।
What, Shreya, you've done, by filming and speaking to this poor old man in Gurugram is put a face to the horrors of what has taken place. An innocent, someone with no skin in the game, an old man running a pillow and mattress shop in Gurugram, picking up the pieces of his shattered shop. I don't know how much damage. Perhaps the entire, shop has been destroyed. And he is so stoic and going about it. What was it like filming this? Because I've just seen your social media post on this. This is absolutely heartbreaking, Shreya.
Well, absolutely. So, Shiv, we've always reported such stories which have been the aftermath of riots. And this particular man, when he was actually trying to find pieces while his entire shop has been gutted, it was heart-wrenching to actually even talk to him. Even while, there was a mob which was actually gathered in that area, we were trying to tell him that, he should go inside. He very numbly told me that, 3 lakh amount of worth of things were actually there inside his shop, which was gutted on fire at 4 p.m., which is broad daylight, which brings to the question that Haryana police, what are they doing? This is the time when they should be out doing area domination. They know that situations are tense, such flare-ups happen. These things have happened in the past. Despite so, even now, if the Haryana police is failing to continue such situation, such incidents are reported where innocent people who have nothing to do with what transpired in Mewat have to face the brunt of the mob who absolutely have no understanding of such things.
And I want to remind all of our viewers that in the middle of this vicious binary, this vicious communal finger pointing between two sides, that all of the people involved in the violence, those affected, those involved, those planning, those on social media, they are all Indian citizens. And this is something that India cannot afford to see happen and spiral out of control in this manner. It's something that should not be part of a modern country like ours. Shreya, thank you for getting us that video. Thank you for your reporting on this story as well. We'll thank you for the moment, but we'll keep connected with you because this story clearly isn't over. I want to take you, the viewer, now, late tonight, into all the other top developments because this has been a rapidly unfolding story. Here's the latest that we know from Nuh, Gurugram and Faridabad, the 3 big suburban parts of Delhi. The violence that initially erupted in Nuh spread to Gurugram earlier. A group of men attacked shops in the area earlier today. These are pictures from that attack this afternoon. They damaged several vehicles, following which the Gurugram police rushed to the spot. Thankfully, no injuries or casualties in this fresh attack today. Well, as rioters continue to wreak havoc in Gurugram's Badshahpur, they were seen stealing coolers and other appliances from local shops and putting them in an auto. It's a feature of all rioting, the looting that takes place from shops. Despite prohibitory orders and internet clampdown, fresh violence erupted in this big suburb of Delhi. It's called a smart city. It's home to many multinational corporations' offices. Several areas were attacked and plumes of smoke were seen coming out at different locations. I want to warn all of our viewers, especially those in Gurugram, that there's a lot of misinformation and fake news doing the rounds about how Gurugram as a whole is up in flames. Let me assure you that India Today's factual reporting will tell you the extent of the situation. There are pockets of tension, but it's not as if all of Gurugram is consumed by what is taking place. The Nuh clashes that lasted several hours yesterday triggered mob attacks also today in the Palwal area, which adjoins Gurugram. Miscreants vandalized several trucks and a bike. And in the wake of this intense communal tension, Haryana Chief Minister M.L. Khattar has appealed to people of the state to maintain peace and harmony. And we've got more breaking news coming in. The mosque that was attacked late last evening, resulting in the death of the Imam. Well, the Muslim body, the Jamiat Ulema, has condemned the Haryana violence. This Muslim body has visited, they sent a delegation of members to visit the riot-hit area of Nuh. The Jamiat Ulema-e-Hind has slammed the M.L. Khattar government. The delegation has written to the Haryana Chief Minister as well. Madani, the leader, has demanded strict action against the rioters. And remember, there were rioters on both sides who've caused a great deal of damage. Anmol, I want to come to you quickly on this. The Jamiat Ulema-e-Hind has written to the Chief Minister, calling for action against the rioters. The question is, has a peace committee been set up yet, Anmol, between the communities, between the locals in Mewat, or are things too tense right now for that?
Yesterday, after the stone pelting and after the fire incident, the administration came on the ground, and today in the morning it was seen that peace committees were formed. But yesterday in the evening, a very bad news came from the Gurugram when it was seen that near the sector 66, a mosque was burnt. A Maulvi who was around 19-year-old was also burnt. After this news, Jamaat Ulema-e-Hind came out. They also attacked on M.L. Manohar Khattar and his government for their labs. They also attacked the law and order machinery in Nuh and the adjoining area in the Gurugram. Because of after this incident, currently the sales of petrol, open petrol, has been prohibited by the government. And yes, I am in Nuh, and I'll show you that currently the police and the administration apparatus is on the ground, and currently also the silence has not prevailed yet, but administration is trying to cool down the situation in Nuh, Mewat and the adjoining areas with Nuh to the Gurugram. Shiv.
Anmol, stay safe, my friend. Thank you very much. Your reporting has been the most watched through this entire coverage across the media. And this is something we take a great deal of pride in, because Anmol has stayed calm to only bring you the facts of what is taking place. And viewers can be the judge as we report every part of this investigation. Anmol, thank you for that. The situation on Delhi's doorstep continues to be our top story here on India Today. Our reporters overnight will be bringing us updates. You'll see them first thing at 7 a.m. Thanks very much for watching. That's it on India First. I'll see you at the same time tomorrow.